I'm Jenny. Standing here in the now quiet and safe house, I can still feel the sting of the cold rain and the shock of the revelations that turned my world upside down. It all started on that fateful night when the rain lashed against the windows like 1,000 tiny fists. My family lives in a grand estate in the suburbs. My mother, Linda, is a controlling and cold-hearted woman who always favors my sister, Lisa. Lisa is 18, a spoiled brat who gets away with everything. My father, David, is usually busy with work but has always been a bit of an enigma to me. I remember standing outside the heavy iron gate, shivering in a thin sweater. The rain was so fierce it was almost horizontal. Through the window, I saw Linda pouring tea for Lisa. They looked so warm and cozy, while I was left out in the cold, my phone at a meager 12% battery. It all went downhill just 20 minutes ago. I was in the living room, which smelled of freshly baked bread and cinnamon. I was setting the table for dinner when Lisa came running down the stairs, fake, sobbing and holding her phone like a weapon. She claimed that $15,000, her inheritance from our grandfather for a trip to Asia, was gone from her account. She pointed at me, accusing me of using her Face ID while she was napping. Without even looking at the phone or checking the bank app, Linda's face contorted with disgust. She slapped me hard, the sound echoing through the house louder than the thunder outside. Then she grabbed my arm and threw me out like I was nothing but trash. In the freezing darkness, I realized that Linda wasn't just punishing me, she was enjoying it. She had spent years making me the scapegoat so Lisa could be the golden child. I decided not to beg. I was done being her pawn. Then, like a savior in the storm, I saw my father's car. He didn't use the gate code or the remote. Instead, he swerved right, crashing through the well-maintained flower beds that Linda was so proud of. He stopped inches from the porch steps, got out of the car, and wrapped his coat around me. His face was cold, but the warmth of his coat was a shock. He walked up to the door and kicked it in. Linda was sitting in the living room, a cup of tea in her hand. She looked annoyed rather than guilty as David entered. "Have you lost your mind, David?" she snapped. "You've ruined the garden." I was handling her discipline. David ignored her and walked straight to Lisa, who was curled up on the sofa, clutching her tablet. "Give it to me," he demanded. Lisa squealed and looked at Linda for help, but David ripped the tablet out of her hands. He walked over to the large TV on the wall and connected the tablet. The screen showed Lisa's Venmo history. There, at the top, was a $15,000 transfer to a luxury store. Linda stammered, trying to defend Lisa, saying I could have done it. But David didn't stop there. He opened the mail app and found an email from a high-end fashion brand. The bag was addressed to Lisa at her friend's house. Then he opened the messages. There, in a group chat, Lisa had bragged about framing me while I was freezing outside. The truth was out. Linda tried to make excuses, saying it was just a mistake, but David wasn't having it. He then found a deleted email in the trash. It was my acceptance letter to a prestigious art scholarship. Lisa had declined it and deleted it, so I'd never know. I stepped forward and confronted Lisa. "You didn't want the money. You wanted to destroy my chance at a better life because you're afraid I'm better than you." For the first time, Linda didn't protect Lisa. Instead, she ordered us out of the house. But David had a trump card. He called the sheriff and presented a legal document. The house was held in trust for me, and by locking me out in the storm, Linda had violated the trust. She was given 10 minutes to leave. As I watched them being escorted into the storm, I felt a strange sense of relief. Later, Dad made me hot chocolate just like he used to when I was a kid. The scholarship was reinstated, and I accepted it. I finally took control of my life, and I learned that true ownership means being accountable, not just having power.